how to make tens of thousands from property without even buying it. So I'm sure you've heard of flips, which is where you purchase, refurbish, and sell a property. But how about don't buy, refurbish, and sell a property? What? What even is that? Well, it's called assisted sale. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what it is, how you find them, and how you negotiate the deals. So, what is an assisted sale? Well, exactly what I just said. It's a contract that's put in place where somebody that lives in the property, they move out, you take control of the asset, so you don't own it, you control it, kind of like an option, if you've ever heard of that before. And then once you control it, you apply a refurbishment to the property and then sell it on. So I'll give an example of numbers of where this would apply in the first place. But in general, instead of purchasing the asset and all of the associated costs, cost of finance, stamp duty, etc., and additional legals, you just take control of the asset, refurbish it, sell the property, and then profit at the end. Let me give an example of some numbers here. So let's say you've got your most traditional property is going to be somebody that's a bit older. They live in the property and it's very well kept, but the avocado bath set, the swirly carpets, all of that stuff, it's not really in right now, maybe in a couple of years, right? So the problem with this is the mindset of the owner is, well, it's a very well kept property. It's livable, it's nicely kept, it's clean, but it's not modern. And so what they're looking for is closer to the upper value of that property. So let's say they want 300,000 for their property. It needs 25 grand spent on it and it will sell for about 360,000. Now initially you'll go, well, that sounds like a good deal. 300k plus 25k, right? And let's get some figures up here. So if we've got a £300,000 purchase, we're going to have stamp duty of probably about 15 grand, work out the figures on your own. Then you've got a 25 grand refurbishment, so we're at 340,000. So there's only 20 grand left. Well, no, because then you've got your legals. And I don't know about you, but not many people have that amount of money in their bank account. So you're going to have to get cost of finance on that. So let's say the finance cost, if you're going to bridge it, is going to cost you another 15,000. So now you're at 355,000 of cost. And then you've got your selling costs. So your sales cost might be, let's say 6 grand, then your legals, then your costs dragging on as well, like your council tax, bills, etc. Suddenly that good flip project is now at a loss. But let's go through the same numbers, but as an assisted sale. So same purchase price, 300,000. Now the thing is, you're not actually purchasing it. What you're doing is taking control of the asset using an option agreement or an assisted sale agreement. And there's a lot of solicitors, but you want a creative solicitor that's going to put this together for you. But you don't actually buy it. So what you might agree on this is, tell you what, Mr. Mrs. Vendor, here's £5,000 to help you move into a rental round the corner. And most of the time, because of the age demographic, the majority of the time, they're moving closer to their son or daughter, almost all of the time in my experience. So what you do, give him 5 grand. You don't have to, by the way. Still going to be 25 grand refurbishment and you're still going to have some legals. But let's add that up. 5 grand, 25 grand, we're at 30 grand. We're going to have some legals either side. Let's say 2.5 grand, that's 32,500. And of course, sales cost, but we'll deduct that at the end of cost of finance as well. So let's round that 32 grand up to 38. Okay, once we've got it all in. So let's just say, and again, it's the concept you need to understand rather than the actual numbers on this. So suddenly you're investing 38 grand and we're sold it at that 360. So we're looking at about £22,000 in profit. So that's going to be your 360,000 minus your 300 going to the vendor. You got 60,000 back minus 38,000. That's 22 grand. Suddenly, £22,000 profit from a £38,000 investment. That is something like, what, 60% return, give or take on that, which hopefully you'd agree is an insane level return. And that's not over a year. Usually that's going to be within 6 to 9 months. So hopefully now you understand the concept and the numbers. The next thing is, where are you going to find them? My top tip for finding these opportunities actually is on Rightmove. So if you go on Rightmove, and I use property data, which I'll put a link in the description for that 14-day free trial, and I'm looking for the highest demographic area. So I'm not talking about like in Leeds, for example, there are places where it's £2-3 million houses. I'm not talking about that, but the higher demographic areas, a 3-bed semi-detached property might be £400,000 to £500,000 in Leeds in a high demographic area. Those are the areas that I'm going to look at. So I'm going to target that and map it out on Rightmove. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to list property prices highest to lowest, and I'm going to list it by the date on Rightmove, how long it's been on there for. Then all I'm going to do is a visual scan of the properties. What ones stand out as it's been on for a while, a good few months, and it needs work doing. And I'm talking about what properties look old. So you're looking like a typical probate look around it, or an older person's lived there. Those are going to be your opportunities to target, have a conversation with the agent. And the way that I'd approach it with the agent is, hey, I'm interested in doing a deal on this property, refurbishing it, and then using you to resell the property. If you could double dip on the fees, is there an agreement we could make? And it's a great way to sort of assess the deal, where maybe you look at the fees, you don't pay them a full fee because you're not buying the property, but maybe you'd pay 50% of their normal fee now, and then another 100% of a fee when they sell it properly for you. It's great for the agent because they're getting their money. It's great for you because you're going to make a load of profit, and it's great for the vendor because they're exiting the property, which is their ultimate pain point that you're providing a solution for. Finally, I just want to go through how you're even communicating this, because some people will be like, well, how do we even negotiate this? Why would somebody do this? Well, it's a bit hard, and you do need to be careful, because just because it's dated, you have to bear in mind, most of the older demographic of individuals, they might have lived in this property for the last 40 or 50 years. This is their home. So you don't want to be going, oh my God, this needs doing, all of that sort of tact. The main thing is two things. I always like going with, number one, what is it you're ultimately looking to do? And usually it's two things. They'll say, well, I want to maximize the returns that I'm getting. I want to sell it at this, it's been my home. I want to sell it for the right price. But ultimately it's where they are moving on to. Well, I want to move closer to my son, or I'm going to be living at his house or in a rental near him. I've already found the rental. That's the most powerful situation. And then negotiating it, I read it back to them. So let's say it's Sarah. So Sarah, just so I understand, the main thing for you is you want to make sure you're getting the right money. Ultimately, it's your home, right? You don't want a low price coming in. And more importantly, it's moving you on closer to your son so you can be closer to your family and, spend meaningful time with them. Have I got that right? She will then say, yes, that's exactly it. Great. Sarah, if there's a way that I can facilitate both, would that be something that works for you? Yeah, of course, that's exactly what I want. Great. So I can't pay it up front. And I like doing the contrast closely. I'll say, if you're wanting upfront for me to purchase it, this is the price I'm going to be at, 260,000, 270,000, whatever it was, based on that 300K number. Or I can pay you the 300,000, but here's what I would do. You've got a lovely home. It's absolutely amazing. And I can actually see a young family living in this for a majority of their life, just like you have. The stuff that you've got in there now is such high quality, but it's not what those families are looking for right now. So what I'd love to do is modernize a lot of the features in, so it makes it attractive for somebody else to make it their home, so they treat it well and have the life in it that you've had. Does that make sense? And the way I'd approach that is have the family in there by refurbishing it, selling it to this family, and you getting your 300,000 and I make a bit of profit on top. Does that sound like something we can work to? Obviously the lawyers will work out all of the contracts. I'll give you a bit of money today, so it's non-refundable. I'm 100% serious, but it facilitates every goal that you have whilst providing a great family home for somebody else, and they can have their life in it. And also for me, I make the margin that I need to make a profit. So suddenly it's a communication A lot of people think selling is difficult, but actually it's not. If you can understand the problems, and I always say to my team, you've got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use it in that ratio and you'll usually get on pretty quick. So listen to the problems, understand why they are selling, why they want that price and what they are moving on to, and then you can apply the right solution. And in this case, the right solution for everyone is an assisted sale contract. If you've been watching this and you got value, by the way, it really does help me out and the YouTube channel grows each time you hit that like button. If you want to find out more about paid for education and you want to start really building your portfolio but learn directly from me, we're opening up some free one-to-one strategy sessions to help you on that journey. What you want to do is click the link in the description where you will be sent there. You fill in your details, we'll give you a call. Alternatively, put education in the comments right now and one of my team will be in touch. If you're new to the channel, you want to find out more about property investing, make sure to hit subscribe and the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.